All right. Well, I already interviewed his dad, so I guess I might as well interview the son.
Yes.
Sons of the father. Very special guest on the Jake Williams show, and by special I mean he's kind of slow. I got Tommie Knapp. I'm at his house, and
We're at
Tommie.
my pad.
Yeah, we're at the bachelor pad, the knapsack, as he likes to call it.
Oh yeah.
Tommie's been a good friend of mine. Best friend. He's not even a friend anymore. He's a brother. That's how much I love you, man.
Yeah.
I'll say it right here. I'll give you a smooch on the air. I don't care.
We always give each other smooches.
All the time. All right. So we got a lot to get into, and by a lot, we're just gonna kind of riff. First things first. How are you?
I am fantastic. I am just, at one with the world, today. I am.
All right. Recording this on Christmas Eve. Do you think you're gonna get what you want on Christmas?
I never really asked for anything on Christmas.
I never do either.
Which,
If you give me a gift card, it's cool. Like I would want that, but then it's kind of the novelty's worn off because I can buy what I want.
Right. Exactly. But I like it that way better, honestly, for me.
Than getting a crappy
because
gift.
I never know what I want right away. Like if you were to ask me what I wanted right now, for Christmas, any day, I'd be like, ah.
I was always that way. It's like when I was a kid. You tell Santa what you want. I don't know.
Can I just get a football again? I'll just say that.
A video game or something, but who cares?
But, yeah.
Stick with the Christmas theme. I'm gonna throw a fireball right at you. Usually I would say this for the lightning round, but I'm gonna throw it at you right now.
Right.
Favorite Christmas movie?
Favorite Christmas movie? I'd say this is a hard one.
That's what she said.
I'm trying to think of comedy related.
Personally, my favorite is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey one.
Yes, that was funny. That's what I was thinking, but I
don't care what anybody says. I love that movie.
Friday, the third one, I think it was.
Friday After Next. That's
kind of.
I mean, it is in Christmas. So.
Right.
Technically, Die Hard's a Christmas movie if you think about it.
True.
So, Home Alone. It's a Christmas movie.
Really good. Christmas Story. That
is a classic. Yeah.
Probably the best movie ever.
Best movie. So moving on. This is something I want to do this because we haven't talked about any of this stuff in a long time, and whenever we talk about it, you always laugh because it was just so bad.
Yeah.
But we started doing YouTube. We sporadically do it, but we started
I can't even remember the year. It was
2007, 2008.
When there was barely any camcorders out at all.
Any good ones.
There was hardly YouTube at the time.
I remember texting you, and I said, "Hey, this weekend we should steal your mom's camera and do some we literally you went to your mom and said, "Hey, can I borrow your camera?" and we just went and did it.
I can't believe she had that low of a quality of camera. Because she...
It looks so cool.
Yeah.
And it's so
at the time, it was freaking gold. But...
And if you watch it, it looks like a Super Nintendo game. It's so pixelated, and you can't tell who's who.
Yeah, you can't tell who's... You can't even make out people's faces or anything. But it's funny. You can tell. You can at least tell what's going on.
You can tell it's a homemade video. But I laugh because we did the House of Pain, which was a thing that we started with Eric, our other cousin, where we'd be in the house, and we call it House of Pain because we're in that house, and we would just
hurt each other.
We would just do jackass stuff, and then one of them was you and Eric's tried to slap me as hard as you could on my back.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. 5 stars, and I want to. How that. I can totally remember that whole thing, but I can't remember if we did it like really hard to you, or if we ended up doing it to Eric or something like that.
I think we all took turns, which repeating it now, it sounds very, very stupid.
And it was always funny doing all the painful stuff to you because your reactions were the best. Obviously. Just because I don't know, you were funny with pain. It was like you felt sorry, but then
it was fun to laugh at me. Well, I remember when we. Oh, man, that goes even farther because we used to go on the slide with our knees.
Yeah.
Where our knees would hit the ground, and first time I did it was we would just do really stupid stunts, and I did that, and you guys thought it was funniest thing because nobody was swearing at that time, and I was a little bit older, so I was at that age where I was like, well, if they can't hear me, I'm gonna say the F word, and I'm gonna say all these other things, and you're like, oh. Like you're laughing at that. Cause he's like, oh my gosh, he said the F word.
Just bleep out what we were saying. Mother F.
Yeah. Which doesn't take away the fact that we said it. But we did the roadside band with Guitar Hero guitars. And we just clicked the buttons, and we strummed the Leedle.
Which I never really got where that came from.
It was from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
When they with the Flying Dutchman, and they're in
the... Oh, duh.
Leedle. Like he's doing that, and then...
Leedle. Who was it that drove by? One of your friends?
It was a guy I knew
in like Nemaha Valley, wasn't it? Like
yeah, in Cook, when I went to school in Cook.
That was funny that he drove by.
Woo! I can't find those videos. I look for them. I can't find them on YouTube anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I can't even find the channel.
Wow.
Tommie and Jake. Can't find that. So Tommie and Jake, that came out of the fact that I was jealous because you and Luke had videos on YouTube.
Just Mario.
Lucas and Tommy. And
Luigi.
When I did a podcast with Luke, he said that you came up with the idea for Grandpa.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to go and do like a prank where you would do special interview and you would go and interview into people. So I'm gonna ask you, where did you come up with the idea for Grandpa? Where did that?
It was because of Christian. Well, we wanted Christian to be the character of Grandpa because he looks like Grandpa. He looks like Grandpa. Denny. Yeah. And he just reminded me of an old dude all the time, and I just created this like character in my head of just like, how Grandpa gets angry,
short temper, yells and stuff,
like a short tempered, just like older but like hardcore, dude. But yeah, we just threw it in. And we just had that idea, and like we rolled with it, and it was hilarious. Christian obviously was hilarious, and I couldn't remember a line.
Christian. Yeah, but he improvised really well with that.
Yeah. What made it so much fun.
Like when I was talking to Luke, it was just funny because he was telling me that Christian kind of just took over and became Grandpa. Like, that's just who he was.
And the mustaches.
Which makes me laugh because I said the same thing about you with Harry Bottoms, which we'll talk about him in a minute.
Yes.
So What was the deal? Why did you guys make those music videos? What was... Because on Lucas and Tommy's channel, there's random, like, Van Halen songs, which, again, we'll talk about later. But...
And, what else was there?
I'm Too Sexy.
Yeah, I was going to say, that song. I can't remember who it was.
What was the thought process on that?
We wanted to make music videos, just straight up wanted to make music videos. And, like, there was a day that we were just listening to a bunch of music. I remember, because I brought over my album, a bunch of albums. Just a bunch of, like, rock, and then he had a bunch of, like, and I also had, like, Michael Jackson and stuff like that, he did too. And we just, like, listened to a bunch of them, and then we were just like, let's just make a random... all these random music videos for these, just be stupid. Like, some of them we actually try to be serious, and it just look,
it just look really dumb.
But
and you can't see because the lighting
and
is
then
so terrible.
Yeah, and then later on, and I have to talk about getting the camcorder for that, by the way, which took forever. But anyway, we just started. I brought over a bunch of CDs. Luke, like, pretty much, like, just kept a bunch of them to himself. I came back and I saw my For Unlawful from Van Halen or whatever. I was like, can I ever get that back? And he's like, yeah, that's just an album you're not going to get back.
He still has it.
Yeah.
To this day.
In the car, yep.
I just... That and Cage the Elephant.
Yep.
You're never getting those back.
Yeah. But it's alright.
So tell me the story of the camcorder.
Okay, the camcorder. Okay, so it started off, we were trying to get a camcorder, and my mom didn't have one at the time. She later on got one, and then we later on bought a couple or whatever. They were cheap.
I bought one for like $60.
Yeah, and there were some that were like for $30, like just a regular little, crappy.
Well, the Flip HD ones
Yeah.
that they don't make anymore.
And, well, we had, we found one of those at his grandma's place, like a really, like, old style, like, this had to be, like, one of the first freaking camcorders ever made. It was super tiny, the screen was just so tiny when you're looking through it and stuff, so you had to, like, literally have it up to your face and stuff, and we used that forever, and it was the most crappy camcorder ever, but it worked out pretty well.
Did you use that one for the...
I'm pretty sure we used it for all the music videos.
And the Grandpa and the Mario and Luigi.
We used it for a while until we finally bought one, like, the regular, the ones you can buy now. But yeah, and we had our own little wall charger thing for batteries because we had to keep charging the batteries to the camcorder, and it would die.
You could
in
only
like an
use
hour
it for
and a
like
half.
10 minutes or something.
If you filmed, you were only gonna get like 30 minutes of film until you had to like charge it again. It was ridiculous. It was awesome though. It was so fun.
So we talked about it for a while in the podcast I did with Luke. A lot of this, bear with me, people. A lot of the stuff I brought up with Luke, I'm going to bring up with Tommie because it was a tripod. There was the three of us. There was a trinity. We had to have it. We had to have all three there. So some questions might rise up. So, what was it like for you? Because like when I talked to Luke, and when like of all the little videos that we've done, we've always said that the first American Pro Uno was our proudest moment in creating a video. Would you say the same thing?
I would say the same thing, just because of the fact that all three of us made it together, and it was so funny, and like editing it. We took a whole day of it just sitting there and editing this one
7 hours for 7-minute video.
We never spent that amount of time.
Well, it's because we had so many bloopers, so many takes, and
oh man, it was just so funny to have that done, and like I think it was just really special because all of us were a part of it. It was super funny, and the editing took freaking forever, and we just had the most
and it was the first time all three of us worked together on something. We had talked about it forever, and then we finally did it. Yeah. And so that leads into the next one. So what did you think overall of the Golden Pick, the movie that we did for it?
I thought it was funny just because it was our normal backyard, just filming.
Well, like the cars. Yeah, that was my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Just made me. Will still make me cry to this day, but
I remember showing it to our grandma, and she was in tears. Yeah. Just because it's
everybody we showed it to was
Well, like I said, and I cropped it around. I don't know how it got cropped around the high school. I didn't do it myself. It was kind of one of those weird, funny things where I had it in my locker because Luke gave it to me. Oh, and then I saw one of my friends, and he was like, "What's that?" And I go, "Oh, it's this movie I made." He goes, "Oh, I want to watch it." And then it kept circulating around my friends, and then it finally got back to me. And it was either one, they didn't get it, and they thought it was stupid, and they hated it, or the other side of they loved it.
It was hilarious.
And then one critique was the acting wasn't very good. I was like, well, no, duh, we're not actors. Clearly, we're not professional actors. It was us just. There was 4 dudes and a camera.
Right.
And Christian plays like 8 roles in that movie.
Right. And The funny thing, yeah, that was also funny about that. It was just the very, just us four, just making this stupid little movie, and in the end, like, I don't know, it was just like one.
It's 20 minutes.
20 minute
20 minutes.
thing
It took
that
us one day.
forever to make. And I didn't necessarily like the ending because we kind of rushed it, but we were filming like every day and hanging out every day on this thing, and we were just like wanting to get this thing done, you know.
Well,
at that time,
we shot the whole movie that one day, and then we did that ending because we just wanted to end it. We just wanted to go home, and then
it was hot around that time too.
It was August, and then we kind of just at the end was like, and then months and months later was like, well, maybe we should fix the ending. Maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do that. And then even the fixed ending wasn't even a definitive ending.
It was just bloopers.
Because nobody knows what that ending was. And then we tried to set up a sequel that we never did. And then we tried to...
And there wasn't even other people complaining about the ending. It was just us. So we were just
us.
doing
like nobody... It was
so
just...
even like 3 months later, that video was pretty much still being in production, if you think about it.
Yeah,
because we were still like throwing our...
We finished it in August, and then by November we were still working on the ending.
That's so funny.
It was, again, to me it might be the dumbest thing ever, but to me it's one of my proudest things because, I finally sat down with an idea. It wasn't very good in terms of, like, it's not a very good story because it's just a bunch of random events, but I did it.
It was fun as fuck, and we could spend we could spend the whole, like, I don't know, we just spent the whole summer doing that type of stuff, and it was really fun because we could waste a whole summer on this stupid idea we had, but it was alright because it was just so fun to be, like, doing the whole thing. It was awesome.
So, yeah.
But
yeah. Follow that up with Smallfoot. In Search of Smallfoot. Which was your original idea? Smallfoot was your creation because you wanted to make Christian Bigfoot, and you're like, whoa, what if we call it Smallfoot?
Yeah.
Which we shot like mockumentary style.
I always thought it was
like Blair Witch style.
Yeah, and that's
found footage.
That's what the idea came to me because I thought of I was watching the In Search of Sasquatch or whatever.
Yeah.
And they have the whole thing, these guys acting a fool and everything, and like saying blah blah.
There's a Quatch in these.
Yeah, there's a Squatch, and and like following this smell and stuff. And I thought it would be funny if we like did that type.
Yeah,
of
thing.
And
they're so sure of this thing.
Yeah, and then it ends up it's not even a Bigfoot. It's a stupid little small foot. It's Christian.
And what made me laugh is how we put it on YouTube in 4 parts. Like kind of like a miniseries, and your mom found out. I watched it, like when I made a DVD of it, and I watched it. I was like, I didn't think it was that bad when we were doing it, but good God, are we filthy in that movie? I tried to count how many F-bombs there were, but there were just so many, and then. Things that
it was just way too hot that day.
Yeah, well, it was a day where we didn't have a second practice because we were doing 2 days, and we sat down and did it, and it was
literally you put it on a shirt, you walk outside, and you're drenched.
Pardon my language, but my favorite quote in the movie was, "It's hotter than the devil's dick."
That's what I always think of when I think of that. And
then we kept saying it. That was like the catchphrase of the whole movie.
Yeah, and then Lucas would do that a lot. He would like repeat something.
He would say Jacknut.
Yeah, that was just like completely off the wall, but it was hilarious that you just say it off like stupidly, and the second time you're like.
And he would say it like 2 or 3 times in a sentence. Like you try to organically do that.
And then wasn't he just getting his Patriot at that time? He kept killing it that day.
Yeah, he was just learning how to drive stick, and there was times when we were driving we were filming in the car, and it would kill the car, like 3 or 4 times because he didn't know how to drive stick. Yeah. And that was funny. And it was like, we finally moved, because we always shot like driving scenes, and we would just move the wheel, like the car would move. It was clearly parked, you could tell that.
We were actually in motion.
We've got movement.
We got movement. That was awesome.
And then that was another thing where
So stupid.
if I give the thing about Tommie, you can't read a script. Like I don't.
Oh no.
I write scripts, but I don't think I should even write parts for you because I feel like you should just improvise your parts because you can't remember anything
Right.
for reasons we'll not get into. But I'm just. But
Yeah.
you improvise that whole movie, and that's which brings me to the Harry Bottoms thing. Which the character, we needed a trainer, and I wanted you to be like Luke and I's idea was to be like Mick and Rocky. And you did that, but you went like psycho Mick. Like you were punching me in the nuts. You were ripping off my wig in between, like in the middle of a take.
Stomping on your head.
You
Kicking your head off.
I did kick you in the face that one time.
Yeah, you did actually.
But
oh,
what?
Right in the mouth.
All right, so I'm just gonna say this. So what? Why? What was your inspiration for making? Motivation for making Harry Bottoms so crazy?
I just thought of like an old.
What is it? Is that you? Is that
I think that's
piece of you that you
me
tapped
in,
into?
like, my 60s or something like that when I grew up.
You just
like,
gotta
old, crazy, like not necessarily bitter, but just like out of my mind crazy,
like senile.
Yeah.
Like senile Tommie is Harry Bottoms.
Just because not because like, I don't know, just because I want to. Just because it's.
Just because you're.
I don't know.
But yeah, and that's the thing. That's what really ticks me off. Is I always thought I'd be the funny one of the group, but every scene you're in, you steal it, and it pisses me off because I think, oh, this will be a funny line, this will be a good one, and then I'll deliver something, and then you'll kill it with some other line, and then I'll get pissed. Like I had to be the straight guy, and you had to be the funny, and I was like, damn it.
It's weird because like when we're filming or going to film or shoot something, like just a bunch of other like ideas pop in my head, and like I know you and Luke so well, like we all know each other so well. We know it's gonna make each other laugh, and we just keep thinking about stuff that's gonna make each other laugh, and what would and that's always what I'm thinking about, like
always trying to push it, like what would be funnier than this? How does this keep going? Yeah.
How could I just exaggerate this moment and make it like a lot more funnier than what it's what it is, like falling off that stupid chair, and then
and he kept
Luke,
cutting it.
And Luke cut it a bunch of times. That was funny.
I'm gonna go sit down. Oh, just the idea.
His bloopers were great too.
Yeah. The times we messed up. Or I love the idea that you got in the scene you get shot in the chest, but we bandage your leg. We bandage your head. We never bandage your chest.
And it's like
every different scene.
Yeah. My leg is bandaged attached to my neck.
And that's the thing about it, like the videos we do is that's why I like it when we did those, because I want to, now that we're older and we're smarter, I want to make more structured kind of things, but I love the unpredictability of all of us and like just that guerrilla style of doing it, because Christian was supposed to jump off that roof in American Photos. Like he's on the roof of a playhouse that is like 4 feet tall,
like
tops.
The size of him.
He can easily jump off, but he is terrified to jump off this 4-foot roof. So Tommie totally breaks character because he's pissed, and he just goes, "Roll off the side, go!" And he's like yelling, like coaching him to get off the side. And you're supposed to be injured.
You're supposed to be injured.
It was a short, quick scene that took like 5 minutes because he wouldn't get off the freaking playhouse, and I'm yelling.
It was just. All of a sudden, it was like an actual scripted thing, and then all of a sudden, it was just a.
It broke, and then we kept filming.
Just,
instead
like,
of cutting,
together,
he
like
just kept
character.
filming it. Like he didn't care. Let's just do it.
It was funny. And the stupid little videos we did, like when we stole those apples from.
I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
So after Smallfoot goes into us trying to make a reality show. Which Luke would always complain about that being too scripted, and I was just like, it sounds scripted. It sounds scripted because we know each other so well, and we know what we're gonna say, but I actually enjoyed living the dream a lot.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, you gotta give him that. Give us living the dream. The squeal. You gotta do it.
Okay. Living the dream, yeah.
Best, is that a theme song? That's how it starts.
That's how it starts.
That was another one of those things where I put on an overcoat and I acted like Steven Seagal and I like hookers. Sue me.
What did you say when you? Because you looked all like.
Break your neck, Steven Seagal.
Yeah, break your neck, Steven Seagal.
And the red pill, the blue pill bit that I did.
Red pill, blue pill.
But in that video, because when we were talking about Luke saying Jacknut, if you watch that video, again, there's videos. The Went Up Productions on YouTube. Shameless plug. I don't care. It's my show. If you watch the video, Living the Dream, the upstairs, that just takes place in Luke's room. If you watch it, you will. If you want to get drunk, play a drinking game of how many times Luke Moyer says Jacknut. I'm sure you'll be hammered because he says Jacknut 2 or 3 times in a sentence. He'd be like, Jacknut, it's in the closet, Jacknut, Jacknut. Like, you just say, it was like, if you were taking shots, you'd be done. Like, yeah, every time. But yes, if you're ever bored, go on YouTube, look that up, play the Luke Moyer Jacknut drinking game.
Let me breathe.
Herpes are for life. It's like, and then I put on a suit for some reason. I had to talk to our investors. Which actually, Living the Dream, Living the Dream, was filmed right before we did Smallfoot. So that's a fun little fact for people that don't know that. Which Smallfoot, that will never, it's never gonna see the light of day. It went in the Jake Williams vault and it's not coming out because I lost the only copy I ever made and it's not on my old laptop. So I got Ashley taking selfies over there.
Which was the whole scene. The best part of that whole thing was when Christian got hit by that ATV. I can like remember that, like picture that
because it's
seeing it
because the speed of he's going so fast, but then he's like, oh, I don't want to hurt him, so then he stops and it putts into him.
Just kind of like almost throws his body into it.
Yeah, he like made sure he got hit.
And then, oh my god.
And then there was so much more to that because then after that we were supposed to take him in to research his body. And then it turns into a slasher flick at that point. I'm still working on Smallfoot Lives, the sequel. We're going to make that. And then Smallfoot Forever, the trilogy. We were going to do American Fro Begins. Sorry to tell you this right now, but American Fro Begins, production is halted because Luke wrecked his car. So now we have no transportation for that, so...
Which, also, I was just gonna say, because you posted something, you tweeted something about that the other day.
Well, I tweeted about A Naughty Guy's Christmas.
Oh, yeah, never mind. No,
which is a project we're working on. Mm-hmm. Me and Luke came up with the idea for that. Which, you'll know about it. You'll enjoy it. And then... The Naughty Guy. It's the Naughty Guy's, Xmas, but it's 3 X's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it. I'm a dirty mind. Deal with it. So yeah, Living the Dream happened. All that. Is there one of the videos that we did? Is there one that you wish we would have done better, or if you wish we had just more time with, more money? Because at the time we had no budget for any of this because we were all in high school, so we didn't have any jobs.
Well,
we were playing sports, so.
A lot of the ideas would have been fun to have a little bit more money, like even like just like when me and Luke just started up and we were doing the whole Mario and Luigi. Mm-hmm. If we had a little bit more money to like make our outfits, better and stuff, like bring more like stuff into it. I think overall, American Fro, I wish we had more time with that, just because it was like my baby, like just thinking about like. For videos.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all came up with that idea.
I just wish I just wish we had more money, like a little bit more, like I don't know, like props and stuff for the movie. But
I was really looking forward to doing this.
I just don't really care that it didn't, like, because I loved it.
Yeah, you don't really want to change that because that's what made it what it was.
But but still, with that question, if
I'm really upset because I made that little teaser on Facebook, and I keep telling people it's coming out in July, and I mean, we could still do it, but as of right now,
we have to delay that.
we're gonna have to delay it a while, so it might not even. If it comes down, it'll be the end of the summer. Maybe that, and Platoon 49 is gonna suffer too, which I'm very happy to do that one,
Yes,
because that explains the relationship between